go now. Start you. So there you are, and it's recording now. Okay, so let me start off. Okay, our first one is tell us a bit about what you do for a living and for recreation, including what types of artistic and cultural activities you participate in.
Okay, first of all, Carol, thank you for coming. Thank you for interviewing me and allowing me to express an opinion and giving sort of a status report what I think the cultural master plan has achieved and where it is now. And now to my personal question here to answer you. I'm an architectural designer. Have done this for over 50 years and built with my specialty in timber frame, including Japanese timber frame. Um, I have the luxury of three sons who are also very much involved in this. But my recreation is primarily artistic in the sense of the visual arts. I'm a printmaker and a painter. Um, my musical love is very great for listening, and as a performer, I'm an accomplished CD player. Um, I am also very interested in literature, both English and German, which is my mother tongue. And I'm very interested in landscape architecture and gardening. I am a gardener. Can't quite say that I've accomplished much in it, but I love it. But basically, my recreation is cultural recreation, um, whether it is going to concerts, both here on the island or in Vancouver or elsewhere. I have had the good fortune to meet composers and actually was able to commission a Canadian composer to write a piece. I am very interested in watching young talent unfold um, because I was young once too and had the good fortune to be befriended by the likes of Jack Shadbolt and Beasley Binning and Gordon Smith and Mr. Woodcock and Roy Kayuka and Alistair and Betty Bell. And so my beginnings in Vancouver when I came as a 20-year-old, 1961, were blessed with fantastic artistic impulses, and it has continued. But for me, the living art is the most important thing. It's participating in other people's performances and presentations, including doing my own.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm going to go on to the next question, which is tell us the story of one of your most memorable cultural or artistic experiences on Bowen. I know there are many after all these years.
Well, if I have to, if I have to reduce it to one, I would like to talk about um, my very first experience as an impresario. My second son, Moritz Behm, studied violin for 5 years with Helmut Höwig in North Vancouver. And in the summer, he was a student at Naramata with the Purcell String Quartet. And we always went to the summer camp and listened to them play and watched our son in the various groupings and so on. And quickly I befriended the Purcells, and when I heard that they usually in the summer went on tour and played in small communities like Hornby Island, and thought, well, if they play on Hornby, they can play on Bowen.
Yeah.
So I suggest they come, and we made arrangements, and they came here on November the 4th, 1983, which
Wow.
was the playoff for a Grey Cup. And nobody came to the concert except my family of seven, including my 3-year-old daughter, and it was just absolute embarrassment. And the Purcells had come in tails and white ties.
Oh my goodness.
And dressed up to the nines. And we were an audience of 40 in a room that could have held 160, the CMP.
Oh.
And the Purcells, being the best of sports, gave us 2 encores.
Oh my goodness.
Noting my dilemma, that I would say was my most memorable uh, negative experience as far as my my success in presenting arts to Bowen Island.
Well, I think that actually highlights one of our challenges here is audiences. That's coming up over and over. Um, Now, 2A is actually for professional artists, but you're sort of, I mean, you have done art and sold art, so I'm going to ask you that one. What is the greatest challenge you face as a professional artist here on Bowen?
The greatest challenge I face, first of all, is to find studio space.
Yeah, good.
Second is adequate and accessible uh, exhibition space.
Mm-hmm.
The gallery, our gallery, the Arts Council Gallery, is so popular that it takes a year to get a booking. And last time I applied, I was unsuccessful because I was told that my work was not original, and I wasn't given the chance to say, okay, give me a date. For that, I will provide original work because I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm out in a loop, and I will look for some other place where I can show. Other than that, I would say I feel very positive about the support amongst artists on Bowen Island. They are, it's a quiet competition, of course, but it's gentle and it's supportive and it's a good character and with a lot of fun.
Yes.
So
there is actually. It's a great. Okay. Um, what's holding you back from participating in or attending more creative and artistic activities?
nothing is holding me back, and I'm participating as much as I possibly can, and
Right.
time allows me.
Okay, so really just time.
Yes.
Anything about venues or something like that?
Yes, of course. I wish we had a proper performance center.
Yeah.
Because I feel that theater is hampered. They have to really make do, and so is music.
Absolutely.
Kate's Hill Chapel is a good interim space, but it's certainly not
No.
what we should have.
No. We still want to go there. Still
Yes.
want to get it.
Yeah. Cheers.
When you think of arts and culture on Bowen, what person or place comes first to mind? What or who do you think is our greatest cultural asset? Interesting question.
Well, it's very hard to say. I think for me, having lived here for a while, 44 years now to be exact, um, I've met so many people who have left, whom I considered extraordinary, that I really couldn't point out to one or two or three. That would be very difficult for me and unfair. But what I want to say that at this very moment, for instance, I consider Daryl Nixon, the music director for St. Andrews Wesley, as one of the finest musicians on the island. My dear friend Carol Cram, with her infectious writing that you can't put down, is another inspiration to me as to not only how to do things right, but to give it a new spark. Um, I look at the local bands, um, of which there are many and different configurations. I recently had the opportunity to listen to my daughter-in-law, Billy Behm, at the Dog Dance and at Canada Day, belting out her rock music, and I was impressed by, not only because she's related to me, but simply by the energy of youth and a fine voice, and that love to make music with her friends on Long Island.
Yes.
And that to me is infectious.
Yeah. We need more of them. I think we need more with the young people on Bowen. Okay. Culturally, what do you think most differentiates us from Vancouver?
Oh,
Culturally.
so many things.
Yeah, so many.
I would say, first of all, the incredibly high percentage of
Yeah.
people on Bowen Island who derive their livelihood with or from the arts.
Mm-hmm.
If my recollection is correct, it's over 400 people. Lights gone on.
It's okay. It's still working. See.
Okay. Which means that it's more than 10% of the population,
Yep.
which is quite remarkable. The next thing that I find so impressive is that the many different cultural outlets here do not seem to negatively impact on one another.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my impression. I may be wrong, but looking at the Arts Pacific Gallery, for instance, they've been in existence for several years,
Mm-hmm.
only 2 doors down from there.
Yes, it coexists.
Yeah, they coexist, and
Mm-hmm.
that to me is a sign of health. Um, that crafts and arts on Bowen Island are strong, um, and they allow each other different venues where different focuses are being created. Um, Plus, we have a lot of jewelry makers, gilder. We have dressmakers and dress stores that cater to fashion. We even have a chocolatier, which I consider a craft, and so on. It goes into a variety of directions, which is totally exciting. So,
I know, it's amazing actually when you think about it. In terms of our culture, what's changed the most since you arrived? And I know you've been here quite a while. Um, or what do you see changing the most right now? What's changed the most? I think
well,
would be instructive.
unfortunately, I have to answer this with a drop of vermouth, which means it's a drop of bitterness,
Yes.
because the lack of a performance center,
Yep.
the lack of the encouragement even given to the arts community on Bowen that this will happen in a foreseeable future is depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also am saddened by the lack of interest of some very well-to-do people on Bowen Island with
Yes.
tons and tons of money who profess to be culturally motivated, and yet they have not stepped forward with any sign whatsoever. And I feel we show West Vancouver syndrome, where we're all mouths and sports and fancy cars and expensive waterfront properties. When it comes to culture, they don't know how to spell it.
No. I agree.
So
that's okay. We can be negative. I mean, this is a snapshot of where we're at, right?
Okay.
Has that changed? How has that changed actually in the last 30 odd years?
It's gone worse.
It's gotten worse, yeah.
I remember in the 70s we had a very active community here with not the refinement that we may have known, nor the variety that we have known, but the drive and the pleasure of the community to participate and so on was much more intense than it is now.
It wasn't as wealthy, was it?
Oh, no.
Now it's become a bedroom, more of a bedroom community.
Well, the sad thing is that, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's a syndrome of the times. People with money who are positively inclined to support culture in this case will donate money. But they're greedy about the one most important thing that they have, and anybody has, is their time as a volunteer. And we can only make it if we have the volunteers to keep things alive.
Yes.
And again, I want to commend Carol and the board of having kept the flame well fanned. Volunteerism in the Arts Council is exemplary, but we need to go further.
Oh, we do, and I think we need to involve much more young people.
Yes.
We're all getting to it.
Yes.
But it's a huge challenge. We're lucky we have Jackie.
Yes, we are.
Okay, we're almost done. Is there a particular type of artistic or cultural activity you'd like to learn more about? If only you knew who on Bowen to ask.
Yes.
Good. What would that be?
I would like to know more about sculpture with using plants.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, I had been to Bilbao and saw Jeff Koons' puppy dog.
Should we turn up? I was going to turn the light on. You're almost in darkness. Yes, I've seen
Oh,
puppy.
that isn't working.
Oh.
Excuse me. I take.
Okay, this is not a Hollywood production. There, that's good. Yeah, because you're starting to get into darkness
Right.
there. There we go.
Okay.
Also, I can't see anything. Yes, I know. I loved Puppy.
And what fascinated me was not only that the likeness of this enormous sculpture, 15 meters tall,
Yeah.
but the interest the kitties had with it.
Yes.
They looked at it from a distance and they were calling it names already. And then they came close, and of course, all they saw were flowers, and they smelled them, touched them, and so on. And then they stepped back again and shook their heads. How can a puppy dog have only flowers? It was so neat, the puzzlement, but also the attachment. So one of the challenges I want to do here, I want to do one of those sculptures, not a puppy dog, but something else. And
That would be very cool.
as a matter of fact, on my balcony here, I have boxwood that I'm in about a week or two. I'm going to try to train to grow horizontally.
Yes, I noticed all your boxwoods.
Yes,
I was going to mention
yeah,
that, so we could have our own sort of puppy-like thing. Maybe not puppy.
The sculpture I want to put up is right across from me here on that.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's such a great place for us.
field
We need
on
something.
that on the stump of that maple
Yeah.
tree.
And have a. That's a great idea of something with plants.
And then what it will be a 2 meter diameter hemisphere, like a cup, with a 5 meter tall image of a teapot that is pouring into the teacup.
That's fantastic. That'd be great. Good.
So I'm working
And maybe
with
we
Parks
can.
to see
You're working with who?
with the GVRD Parks to
Okay.
see whether they will give me an interim license.
Yes. Yeah, you need the license, and then hopefully there could be some support from the Arts Council for that.
Well, and
always like to-
the merchants around here.
And the
because
merchants.
It'll be a huge draw for
It would be
tourists.
fantastic.
Huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talked to Ron the Dyke about it, and his eyes lit up. But he said, I showed him just a pencil sketch, and he said, "Can you do better than that?" And I said, "Yes, I can."
we would see. This is what we need more of. Hopefully, if we get the new place, we'll have some landscaping out front, and there'll be more public art. We're desperate for more public art, but something like that would also be a draw. Last question. In a few words, what brought you to Bowen Island, and what would you most miss if you had to leave?
Oh my! This could fill
17.
another hour.
Yeah.
But make it brief. What brought me to Bowen Island initially was that I had a young family. And when I sat at Bowen Bay in 1971 in early spring, and it was in February, as a matter of fact, I watched the calmness of the sea, and something happened to me that said, this is a place safe for a young family. I just sold a house in my first house in Capitol Hill in Burnaby. I had some money, and I bought 2 lots up there and started to build right away. And I bought a house in West Van because my children had to go to school, and the school here was inadequate. So I commuted for about 6 years. I started to build here in 71, and we moved permanently in 77. And then I became involved in the founding of the Community School Association, founding of the Arts Council, the Bowen Island Foundation, the Conservancy, and I was secretary of the Road and Gun Club, which became the Fish and Wildlife Organization, and so on. So I tried to involve myself wherever I could because I wanted to make it my home.
Yes.
And so that is what brought me to Bowen Island. And since my grandchildren are here, and I buried my wife and my mother here, nothing will make me leave.
Good. That's a good soundbite. Use that. Okay. All right. That's it for the interview. So I'm gonna just stop that. we upload it later. Thank you very much.